everyone. Today I got an email about how to load patches via tape into the Korg Polysix. It's a relatively easy process, but it can look pretty daunting when you first do it. So I thought I would run through real quick the procedure that I use. There's many different tools that you can use, but this is kind of what I do that seems to work pretty well. The first thing you need to do on your Korg Polysix is over here on the right. You need to make sure that your right button is in the up position to enable, and you need to make sure that your tape selector is in the enable position, and you'll see the red LED light turn on. Then what you need to do is you need to move over here and make sure that your From Tape button is pressed, and you'll see the red LED light up with that. And everything else is turned off. Okay? And then you will also need to run your From Tape cable. Okay? That cable is going to go all the way around to your audio source, which for me is on my MacBook Air here. I use a software program called Audacity, okay, and it's a free software. Most people will already know about it. You can use this either on Windows or on the Mac, so either platform is fine. And what you do is you need to load up your WAV file. Okay, and I have two Polysix A and B WAV files that I actually purchased from an AnalogAudio YouTube channel. There's a gentleman on there, and he had some great patches for the Korg Polysix, and so that's where these two files came from. The username for YouTube is AnalogAudio, so if you look that up, you'll be able to find the exact files that I'm using here. So I'm going to load up one file here, and you'll see that you get this big long wave representation here, graphic representation of the wave file. And I have my cable connected to my audio output there, my headphone jack. And basically all I need to do is press play on the MacBook here, and I'm going to move the camera over to the Korg Polysix, okay? And I'm going to press play now. Okay, and alright, everything turned off, and it looks like everything should have loaded. Let's try it again. Sometimes I have to try more than once, so let me load this up again. All you do is make sure everything's enabled, go back and select From Tape again, and let's try it again. I started it. Okay, in that particular case, the From Tape was lit, and then the Found button lit up, and then these buttons one at a time lit up, one after the other, and that is an indication that the transfer was successful. The first time I did this, nothing lit up. Sometimes you'll get an error or a cancel button that lights up. When that happens, occasionally you can go into the Polysix and everything will work fine. It actually transferred, believe it or not. Other times it doesn't actually transfer appropriately or correctly, and so you need to kickstart it again and do it again. I find with this particular Polysix, I have to do it twice. The first time doesn't always work, and so I do it one more time. It's rare that I have to do it 3 times in a row. I have another Korg Polysix right here underneath my this RC505 on my notebook here that I set it on. This one seems to work really quick, just one shot. But over here, this one takes a couple times. So don't be alarmed if that when you send your data file over here that you have to do it again. Okay? If you're doing it 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 times, then you actually may have a problem with your Korg Polysix, And in that particular case, you need to check that your cables are properly attached, and you need to make sure that you're indeed pushing the correct buttons here, and you need to make sure that the volume on your computer is high enough. Now, let me look at mine here. I have mine cranked all the way max. So when I play the file out of Audacity, it's coming out through my headphone jack at max volume, and then it's being routed into the Korg Polysix. Okay? And some people will ask me about the speed of the file. I don't have any speed settings on the computer. Everything is basically default. Okay? So, and that's how I do it. I actually use this process for most every vintage synth that requires a WAV file or a tape file to be loaded in. I find Audacity works really well, and I find either Windows or Mac works well. So no problems there. Okay, so if you have any questions, just feel free to comment or write to me on my blog or send an email, and I'd be happy to give you further information if you need some additional help. Okay? All right, thanks for watching. Bye now.